Hey guys, midweek energy update. Let's get into it as we move through Wednesday and Thursday this week. We are in more of this like action-packed energy. We are coming to the end of what has been a 7-day window between the 7th and the 14th of March, where the moon has actually been transiting all of the planets in the zodiac. All of the planets right now are uniquely wedged in like one quadrant of the zodiac between Aquarius and Taurus. And over the past 7 days, the moon has been transiting those signs, activating all of those planets. It may have been a very busy period of time. You may be at this point, finding yourself having a bit of a hard time catching your breath, feeling like it's been like one thing after another, very like whipped up type of energy that we've had going on. We've also had a big, very active Mars-Uranus square that was being activated by the moon throughout this period of time as well. And we are going to get our last hit of this activation on Thursday, actually. As I said, Wednesday and Thursday this week are very active energy days as well. Wednesday, we have the moon transiting Taurus coming into conjunction with Jupiter. Be careful overdoing, overspending, overeating, overindulging. This can happen when we have a Jupiter moon influence going on, especially in the sensory sign of Taurus. But positive vibes, we might be feeling hopeful, optimistic, like could have a pretty positive outlook on things. Moving into the energy of Thursday, things are likely to sort of shift or change on a dime again. This is more of this very dynamic, volatile, explosive energy. People may again be having a bit of a hard time containing their anger, rebellion, or revolution, not wanting to stand for anything that is blocking our ability to move forward in some way, perhaps. We're going to want to, again, practice some caution, slow down, stay grounded, all the stuff that we've been talking about this past week when we had our last Mars-Uranus activation when the moon was in Aquarius. So we got a lot of energy to talk about today, you guys. Let's get into our report of the day. Let's talk about all of this and all of the details. What's going on Wednesday and Thursday this week as we move towards the weekend. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Today is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. My name is Aubrey. This is your astrological outlook of the day where we are narrating the shift of the ages. If you guys stick with me until the end of this report, I have also done a collective tarot reading for us as well. I like to tap the energy field from more than one modality whenever I'm doing these energy readings, just to get an additional energetic perspective on what's going on out there. So there could be some messages in there for you. We're going to do that at the end. We're going to start with the astrology. We are still in the midst of, quite a hectic energetic window right now, as I said, beginning on the 7th, culminating on the 14th. We have had the moon transiting the signs of Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and today Taurus. This is where literally all of the planets in the zodiac are right now, and the moon acts as a trigger for energy. When the moon comes into an alignment with a planet, it sets off the energy of that planet. When a moon activates a current transit that is underway, it amplifies and sets off the energy of that transit. So this past 7 days with the moon hitting bing, 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 literally like every single planet one after another, and the aspects that they're making with each other, this could have just translated into some very busy, action-oriented things happening in our lives, one thing after another. And as I said, by the time, especially that we get to the end of this week, you may really find yourself standing there like just trying to catch your breath, like kind of, at your wit's end with some things, or just like ready for things to slow down. And that's okay, because things are going to slow down, I do think, in the energy of next week. So that's where we're moving towards. Next week is going to be a processing period, and I feel like we're going to be gaining some type of like higher spiritual insight or understanding or guidance or something somehow that is going to put things that perhaps happened this week for us into some type of perspective. However, this week on Wednesday, number 1, the moon is now transiting the sign of Taurus. As I said, we've been dealing with Aquarius and then Pisces and then Aries over this past couple days, and now the moon moves into Taurus. We currently have Jupiter and Uranus in the sign of Taurus. This week may also give us a bit of a preview, honestly, of energy that is going to be coming up in the month of April when we have our big Uranus-Jupiter square that is pending, that I've been talking about here and there, and that I'm going to start talking about a lot more as we move through the month of March and approach the month of April. But with the moon in the sign of Taurus and Jupiter and Uranus drawing closer together in their conjunction right now happening in Taurus, this may be actually giving us a bit of like a preliminary dose, or just like a little bit of a trailer, okay, of what is to come when this energy really activates next month, this Uranus Taurus energy. But another thing that is going to happen, and this is more specifically for Thursday as the moon moves through Taurus, is it will reactivate this big and dynamic and somewhat volatile square that we've had going on between Mars and Uranus in the sky as well. So lots of energy, you guys. Big energy too coming in today and tomorrow. Today, big energy because we have the moon in Taurus coming into the alignment with first Jupiter today and then Uranus tomorrow. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It supersizes things, okay? And the moon, this is our feelings. This is our emotions. So there could really be some big emotions happening today. Jupiter in the sign of Taurus is also a bit notorious for kind of being a little bit bullheaded, kind of stubborn, willful, determined energy could really be being indicated. People may really be like digging their heels in terms of something that they're working on perhaps, or just something that they're quite committed to or invested in this energy. And, Jupiter is also the great benefic. This is the planet of truth and of trust and of faith. Hopes could be running quite high. We're probably feeling pretty good. The moon is also exalted in the sign of Taurus. So this really is a very lovely energy for the most part that we have going on Wednesday. We could be kind of riding high, like I said, some high hopes, like feeling quite optimistic about things. But the one red flag when we do have such a prominent Jupiterian influence, especially with the moon, especially in the very like sensual sign of Taurus, all about kind of like indulging the senses, is being careful that we don't overindulge in things generally, especially, maybe like food or drink or spending money, right? We're talking about the sign of Taurus. So it can cause us to just kind of want to take things over the top because this energy does supersize things. So, just perhaps a little bit of a word of caution there. But otherwise, I do feel like we are in, as I said, quite a lovely energy on Wednesday. Hope, faith, trust, optimism, truth, understanding, growth, good fortune, good luck could be themes coming up. We should be feeling pretty good, feeling pretty optimistic about things, and like things appearing to grow, to bloom, to increase, to expand, good work or productive work, or like seeing the outcome of things that we've been working on in a positive light. Perhaps themes of productivity and abundance could be quite notable in the energy as it unfolds on Wednesday. There's just likely to be a more positive outlook on things when we have Jupiter and Taurus and the moon there as well. So we're not overdoing things. Here's like a list I made, okay? Be careful over committing, overindulging, overeating, like I said, over investing, over promising, over trusting, overspending. Things can sometimes be just a bit overinflated, right? And appear a bit too good to be true when we've got this type of Jupiterian influence going on. So we do want to watch out for that. But for the most part, this will probably be quite a good day, I would say generally, all the way around. Another thing that we have going on this week as we move towards the weekend that is coming sort of into fruition on the energy Wednesday, definitely on Thursday though, is the sun building into a conjunction with Neptune in the sign of Pisces. If you guys remember a couple minutes ago, I said next week is going to be like the cool down period. We're going to finally be able to pause, to collect our breath, or catch our breath, to like reflect on what's been going on, to process some things that we may not have been able to get to in sort of the whirlwind that has been this 7-day period between the 7th and the 14th. The sun and Neptune building into a conjunction in the sky together, that is definitely going to like temper out the energy and bring down energy levels to some extent, starting, you know, a little bit today, definitely, you know, Thursday moving into Friday and Saturday when we're going to have this energy come into its true alignment. But I don't think it's really going to do too much to diminish the hypercharged nature of what we have going on in the energy of Thursday, with the square between Mars and Uranus again being lit up and hyperactivated by the moon. So, you know, that being said, let's get into the energy of Thursday. Wednesday is probably the most lovely day of this 7-day window period, and we're just probably going to be feeling pretty positive about things, okay? But moving into the energy of Thursday, this is again bringing back this like high speed, high anxiety, like combustible dynamic change type of energy. You guys were all here for the first Mars Uranus square being activated by the moon transiting Aquarius that happened a couple of days ago. That energy is back, but this time it's the moon in the sign of Taurus. So the Taurian themes are probably what's going to be the things that are getting agitated by the change in this energy. This is again having to do with like food and resources and material possessions, very financially based investments, deals, projects, partnerships, alliances, value, things to do with just like money and material stuff generally, and resources and assets, that type of stuff. So there could be like some type of upset or sudden change that is upsetting the peace, you know, disturbing the peace, hitting in the realms of finances, business relations, partnerships, stuff, projects and stuff like that. I am seeing, you know, this energy, I was describing it in one of my last videos as like tinderbox type of energy, just waiting for the lightning to strike and things to kind of like explode. That is what we're primed for when we have this Mars Uranus square being activated by the moon. This is also, you know, as I said last time, people having a bit of a hard time controlling themselves, anger issues, short temper, short fuse. There could be attacks on or fights in regards to these Taurian themes as well, right? Money, value, projects, partners, land, food, resources, assets, material possessions, things to do with banking, stocks and stuff as well, economies, finances, you know, alliances and investments. All things along the Taurian lines could be experiencing some type of shakeup or infighting, also like anger going on, this rebellion and revolutionary type of energy. Mars in the sign of Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus seek to remove blockages to true value, organic growth, and authentic potential as we move forward towards this more Aquarian dominant energy that is going to be coming in over the course of the next 20 years, but also over the course of the next 2,000 years as we move forth into the age of Aquarius. So you guys, things could be a little shaky as we move into the energy of Thursday. This is another one of those red flag days to me. Even the symbolism that's coming through on Thursday is, I feel like, explaining on some higher levels perhaps what's going on. The sun on Thursday will be at 25 Pisces, the purging of the priesthood. If you guys remember, Neptune was actually at that degree for a very long time, and I feel like that degree is quite explanatory of a lot of the general, larger, more existential themes that are playing out right now in the context of how our astrology and cosmic blueprint is unfolding. We also have the position of the Earth on Thursday at 25 Virgo. That Sabian symbol is a flag at half mast in front of a public building. So there's that imagery and sentiment going on as well. We also have Mars at 23 degrees of Aquarius, a big bear sitting down, waving all of its paws. So it just seems like there is some type of, you know, shifting power dynamic going on, or some type of big change of guard underway somehow, and there's a very defensive energy that is not willing to back down, that is willing to not going to run from a fight, that is going to stand there and assert dominance in the context of whatever truth we feel like is demanding adherence right now and moving forward. Okay, so we've got some pretty powerful symbolism coming in the energy on Thursday. Also, this is, as I've been talking about, and you know, we're in very, very strong Uranian energy. This is the lightning striking the tower energy. This is the energy that makes the changes for us we haven't been able to make for ourselves. This is the energy that breaks karmic cycles and expands our perception of our potential, of, our value and our worth as well, when we have Uranus currently ruling Aquarius and in the sign of Taurus. So there could just be some real shakeups having to do with how we see ourselves, how we see others, what we want to be committed to as well. Taurus is also like a very commitment-based energy, and with Uranus there could be some shakeups to things like long-term commitments or long-term investments or long-term partnerships, things that, maybe had been quite permanent fixtures in our lives. It's very stubborn, Taurian, fixed energy, right? But right now, there could just be some things agitating change that are shaking foundations loose that had been holding things in place a certain way for a very long period of time. And that is what this energy seeks to do. It wants to agitate change. It wants to create friction that creates a sense of awareness that maybe snaps us out of something or helps us to see things in a different perspective, that is unlocking or acknowledging the true value, the authentic potential that universe needs us to discover and align ourselves with now, as we are in this period of time that is calling us forth towards a higher purpose on a soul level, a path of soul evolution being represented by this incoming age of Aquarius that we are moving towards collectively, that will define the next 2,000 years really, and the anchor into that energy being represented by this 20-year Pluto Aquarius transit that we have going on right now. We are breaking away from the false perceptions of ourselves that we may have attached ourselves to in the past based on like community standards and groupthink and familial dynamics and, feeling intertwined with these karmic cycles and ways of doing things, and the various ways that we've been victimized and surrendered power, seeking external validation. This period of time right now in this 2024 year is really trying to root us back in ourselves, trying to bring us through a personal leadership era, trying to show us and align us with our own true purpose and our own true potential, and then set us on a path where we can expand into that. And all the changes and shakeups and everything that is happening right now, maybe uncomfortable, maybe unexpected, maybe wholly terrifying. It's for this ultimate higher reason. Things are not as they seem right now, even if, we're in the midst of crisis or chaos or calamity. In this specific energy at this specific period of time, it is for the purpose of making changes that couldn't have happened any other way, but that will ultimately, when we look back on this experience, we will come to realize they were for the best. We wouldn't go back. We wouldn't have it another way. Maybe we wouldn't choose to do it again, but since it's been done, we get it, okay? And that's where we're going to find ourselves once we get through this journey that we are embarking upon now. So that's really what I have to say about the energy for Wednesday and Thursday. Thursday, in the midst of this activated Uranus-Mars square with the moon there, things also may be starting to get a little bit fuzzy, like I said, maybe irrational, confusing. There could be an incoming or a building sort of urge to sleep or to rest or to disengage, maybe to even escape from reality somehow, to process what is going on. That feeling is likely to build as we move into the weekend. The line between fact and fiction, fantasy and reality, truth and illusion is likely to be quite blurred as we head towards the weekend, and this Sun-Neptune conjunction does move closer together. And as we move into the true Sun-Neptune conjunction that is incoming as we get into the weekend, we are also going to have the moon enter Gemini, break free from this, these four signs that have been hosting all of this energy, which is going to, as I said, allow us to perhaps process some of the things that have gone on. But before we're truly in the clear from all of these planets, the moon in the beginning of Gemini will form a trine to Pluto, which is, another powerful planet right now, making aspect to the moon. But this is really, I feel what is going to set us off on sort of, this week, this upcoming week of this maybe deeply and intensely reflective period, introspection, soul searching going on, looking for some answers maybe energy on a deeper level, seeking some deeper truths within us. And this is what is going to break the momentum and like everything that's perhaps been piling up as we bring the energy of that crazy 7-day period to a close and move into the energy of the 15th, okay? Which this next week also, it's not only like a processing period, it's not only a period of reflection, but there are also some aspects going on, and we'll get into over the weekend and next week, that are indicating some very profoundly spiritual energy that is just like available in like a tangible, palpable way. And there could really be some higher spiritual knowing or spiritual healing or spiritual guidance, or just some maybe profound spiritual experiences that are happening over the course of next week as we move out of this energy, that are, you know, playing their own role in helping us to, you know, end essentially one chapter in our lives and embrace and begin to move towards who we're becoming next, which as we move through next week and the last week of March and into the month of April is going to become the entire focus. Anywhere that we are sort of like caught up in the past, having a hard time letting go, you know, maybe one foot in, one foot out mid-month this month. As we move, you know, towards the later days of March, we have a full moon lunar eclipse that'll come up in the sign of Libra with the south node. Like, we are going to be cutting cords. We're going to be letting it go, and it's just going to be happening. You know, it's not going to be perhaps as difficult as it might feel in the energy right now. And there's going to be a huge, huge future focus, what's coming next, what we're growing into, and a level of excitement about it as well, moving into the month of April. So that's really what I have to say about the energy. Oh, another thing that I should say, storms, like sudden weather, perhaps some violent weather, could be quite likely, especially in the energy of Thursday. This is because the moon will conjunct Uranus in the earth sign of Taurus, squaring Mars and Aquarius. Aquarius, Taurus, Mars and Uranus with the sun, or with the moon there. Like, this is prime time indication for perhaps some type of, you know, big storms. And we also have Pluto right now at 2 degrees of Aquarius. That Sabian symbol is an unexpected thunderstorm. And we also have the south node right now at 16 Libra. That Sabian symbol is after a storm. A boat dock stands in need of reconstruction. So there's some indications for perhaps some, you know, big storms or some violent weather that could be going on out there. If you live in areas that are prone to, you know, bad weather or sudden storms, you may want to practice some weather awareness over this next couple of days as well. But that being said, you guys, that pretty much wraps it up for me in terms of the astrology regarding Wednesday and Thursday this week. Let's talk about the tarot for a minute. This is you know, it's quite a straightforward message that we had coming out in terms of the tarot. There is like a higher plan at work, you guys. This is the like tides of destiny or fate that are turning somehow. There is a good chance that we don't feel like it. Like, if there are good things happening right now, especially on a more like material level, or in terms of things that we've been working towards, things that we've been, you know, really putting our heart and soul into, that have been maybe a long time coming, that we have just been like going at it and going at it and working on it and working on it and feeling like we're not seeing the results from our efforts, like there's not like a true payoff coming. The message today, if you are in that type of situation, is to have patience. There is a strong indication that you are not going to feel like you're moving necessarily in the direction that you want to, or you're not going to get like reinforcement necessarily or validation from other people about the true state or success of whatever it is that you might be involved with or working on right now, or the changes that you might be trying to make. But there is a need to just have patience, okay? Faith and patience, and not allowing ourselves to, again, like get in sort of like this whipped up energy where we are not perceiving clearly the value of what we're creating because we're perhaps not seeing the results in this moment, okay? Let's talk about this spread of cards that came out. We have the Temperance card coming out first, followed by the 10 of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Cups in reverse, okay? Followed by the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the 7 of Pentacles. Like, I've been talking about, you know, we may be feeling like just knowing in our soul, or have just like this soul calling or this intuitive urge, maybe like over this past couple of months, to start doing something, to start, or even past couple of years, to start doing something, to start working on something, to start cultivating something, growing something, putting effort into something, creating something. And it may be something that we just feel like, again, like is kind of like the call of our soul, like is aligned with like some higher purpose that we've discovered, or, you know, just things could be falling into place in a way that feels like it's like fated somehow. But this, you know, this energy is saying, like, look at this Knight of Cups in reverse in the middle of the spread. We've got the Temperance and the Ten of Pentacles. This to me means have patience, have faith. Your result is coming, and it will be successful, and it will be valuable, and it will be abundant, perhaps even more stable and successful than maybe you had imagined. But we're talking about temperance. This is a need to have faith. This is a need to have patience, and to keep the bigger picture in mind as well. In the context of what? The Knight of Cups in reverse. No message of like anything. Like the Knight of Cups, this is a messenger. This is like somebody delivering a message, or this is like getting a feeling, like this is like understanding somebody's feelings about something, or somebody like saying something to you that like validates your emotions, or acknowledges the effort that you put in. Like if this card was upright after Temperance and the Ten of Pentacles, I would be like, this is a message of success. Like this is a good word about what you've been, this is like people having good things to say about whatever you've been working on, or this is like feeling like, you know, you're moving in the right direction. But when we've got it in reverse like this, to me, this is like maybe not feeling that way, like maybe waiting for somebody to tell us good job about something, or maybe waiting for someone to notice all the things that we've been working on, or maybe waiting for, you know, our work to be acknowledged on some level, but we're just not getting there. And as a result, you know, we may just not be we might not be feeling like we are moving towards any type of success. Like literally when we have him reversed like this, it's actually like pointing away, moving away from Temperance and the Ten of Pentacles. But it's reminding us, right? Like what is it moving towards? The Wheel of Fortune, like this is meant to be like, if you're doing this, and the Eight of Pentacles, like don't stop. Keep going. Trust the plan. Have faith. If you're not seeing the results right now, if you're not getting the feedback, if you're not getting the validation, don't let that get you down. Remember the Temperance card right here. We need to have patience. We need to maintain the faith. We need to trust and believe in our ability to succeed, despite the fact that other people, or even, you know, like the world itself may not be acknowledging or validating that right now. But this is literally saying, you know, we got to keep working. We got to keep our head up. We can't let ourselves get down. Like there's a higher plan. As I started, you know, this tarot reading saying, like, there's a higher plan that is unfolding. We're a part of it. Our efforts are a part of it. Like it's meaningful, it's valuable. And we just need to trust that things are happening according to the Wheel of Fortune, according to divine timing. And if we keep going, despite appearances, despite maybe feeling like our cup is empty at this point in time, like nothing's coming of it, like we can't see, you know, we can't see the glass is half full in terms of whatever it is that we are creating right now. I mean, we take that card out of it, and we've got Temperance, Ten of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Pentacles. Like this is literally like, just keep at it. Don't quit. Keep going. Divine timing is at play. When the stars align, when the time is right, like you're going to get your successful outcome, and it is going to be, you know, more valuable, more stable, more committed, more productive, more, you know, beautiful, and just like holistically all encompassingly good than, you know, you may have ever anticipated. And we just need to keep the faith. All right. So that's what I feel like the tarot message is saying for us today, you guys. One more card. Let's get one more piece of advice now. What will it benefit us to keep in mind as we go through our second dose of Mars square Uranus? This Moon Jupiter energy as well, that should really help us keep the faith in the energy of Wednesday. You know, that even if we can't see where this is going exactly, even if we can't see necessarily like what is like about to pop through the soil, okay, like it's getting ready. So don't lose hope. And you won't, because we have a Jupiter moon conjunction that's coming on Wednesday. What do we need to know, though? What should we keep in mind as we go through this last super strong dose of Mars square Uranus this time around? We've got 2 cards coming out. You can only change yourself and don't fight it. So we will read both. You can only change yourself. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Be an example for others. You cannot change others' behavior any other way except to show by good example what sort of things a good life can bring one. Forgive them for their failures, forgive them for their words, love them, and by your example, show them the way. This is the only way except to pray for them to know and to follow your example. And, you know, I have been talking a lot about lately, especially in my last video, how this energy has a lot to do with exactly that, us leading by example. This is a very self-governing energy, trying to exert control over other people's behavior right now, even if it's in their best interest, you know, to make them do it the way that you do it, or to make them understand the way that you understand, or to make them see the way that you see. Like, that's just not the vibe right now. Like, this is a very self-oriented energy with all of the Aries stuff that we have going on, and Mars's implication in all this, ruling Aries, ruling the self. And the more self-focused we can be in terms of our own personal transformation, personal healing, personal journey, personal upgrade right now, that is how we can help other people. Because if you can be an inspiration to other people, that is a much more effective teaching technique than trying to force or control an outcome through, you know, like trying to overlay your particular strategy over somebody else who may or may not be ready to go down that road at this point in time. So you can only change yourself. Very good thing to keep in mind when we have this Mars-Uranus energy going on. And also don't fight it, which also surrender, you guys. That's the whole name of the game right now as well. Surrendering to the changes happening now with the faith that they're happening for us, even if we can't see it at the moment, you know, even if it feels like our cup is empty and like nobody's recognizing our contribution and like we'll never find our success. That's not the case. Divine timing is at play, and we need to not fight the various situations, okay? Release those subject to bondage. Hebrews 2:15. Whatever type of restriction or bondage you find yourself experiencing, don't fight against it mentally. No, God will open up a new door for you and lead you to peace and freedom, and that's the direction that we're heading. So yeah, it might be a bumpy road to go to get there, but that is ultimately where we're going at the end of the day. So that is what I have to say today, you guys. Message from the stars, message from the cards. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share it with your friends if you think they would also enjoy this type of astrology content. Leave me comments, you guys. I really appreciate knowing what's going on out there with you. If you're having experiences that reflect with or are line with what I'm talking about in these videos, please let me know in my comment section below. I am super grateful for your presence here. I really appreciate you guys. I love you so much. And if you want to know what's on these whiteboards, I have a Facebook group that I post them in. It's linked in my description box below. And we also post the synchronicity cards over there. Janice Shellman, creator of the synchronicity cards, she posts them in that Facebook group as well. So if you are interested in any of that, that's where you will find it. And come back with me, you guys, on Friday. We will have our weekend video, and you know, we're going to have a lot more to talk about. Yes, we will finally be out of this like bang, bang, pow, one thing after another energy window, but we have a Sun and Neptune conjunction to talk about, and this very spiritual energy that is incoming. So I will be here to talk about it. You should be here too. You don't want to miss it. I will see you next time, guys. Have a very beautiful midweek, and until then, bye.